Jon Jones, the unstoppable force of MMA. When you think of dominance in the world of mixed martial arts, MMA, one name stands tall: Jon "Bones" Jones. From his explosive rise to becoming the youngest champion in UFC history to his unrivaled success inside the octagon, Jones's career is a saga filled with brilliance, controversy, and unrelenting triumph. Early career and UFC debut, Jon Jones burst onto the MMA scene with a promise that few fighters could match. Born on July 19, 1987, in Rochester, New York, Jones was naturally gifted with an athletic physique and raw talent for combat sports. His entry into the professional MMA world came at a time when the sport was exploding in popularity, and Jones's unconventional fighting style quickly made him a name to watch. Jones's official UFC debut came in August 2008 when he faced Andre Guzmio at UFC 87. Despite having only a few weeks to prepare, Jones showed a wide range of skills, including wrestling, unorthodox striking, and flashy spinning techniques. He won the bout by unanimous decision, marking the beginning of what would become one of the most iconic careers in the sport. Rise to championship status. Jones's rapid rise through the UFC ranks was nothing short of extraordinary. After a series of wins against veterans like Stephan Bonnar and Jake O'Brien, he faced Brandon Vera at UFC Live, Vera vs. Jones in March 2010. Jones showcased his dominant wrestling and vicious ground and pound, finishing Vera in the first round with devastating elbows. This one set the stage for even greater challenges, and Jones proved that he was ready for the big leagues. A victory over Ryan Bader at UFC 126 led to Jones being offered a title shot against Mauricio Shogun Rua for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. In March 2011, at UFC 128, Jones became the youngest champion in UFC history at just 23 years old. He dismantled Shogun Rua with a combination of striking and wrestling, forcing the referee to stop the fight in the third round. Jones had arrived, and the world took notice. Jon Jones, the unstoppable force of MMA, dominating the light heavyweight division. Jon Jones's reign as UFC light heavyweight champion would become one of the most legendary in the sport's history. His ability to adapt his fighting style to different opponents made him a nightmare to prepare for. His reach advantage, coupled with his wrestling pedigree and striking creativity, made him nearly unstoppable. Jones defended his title against former champions and top contenders, including Quinton "Rampage" Jackson, Lyoto Machida, and Rashad Evans. Each fight further cemented his status as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Against Machida, Jones displayed his versatility, finishing the fight with a standing guillotine choke, while his victory over Evans highlighted his striking evolution. The Gustafsson rivalry and legacy fights in September 2013, Jon Jones faced arguably his toughest test to date, Alexander Gustafsson at UFC 165. The fight was an instant classic, with both fighters pushing each other to the limit. Gustafsson managed to challenge Jones like no one had before, using his size and reach to keep the fight competitive. However, Jones's resilience and championship heart allowed him to edge out a decision victory in what many consider one of the greatest fights in UFC history. Jones would later rematch Gustafsson in December 2018 at UFC 232. This time, the result was far less competitive, as Jones finished Gustafsson in the third round via TKO, further solidifying his dominance in the division. Personal struggles and controversies. While Jon Jones's career inside the cage was filled with unmatched success, his life outside of it was marred by personal struggles and controversies. Jones had multiple run-ins with the law, including a hit-and-run incident in 2015 that led to the UFC stripping him of his title. He also tested positive for banned substances on multiple occasions, leading to suspensions and further tarnishing his reputation. Despite these setbacks, Jones always found a way to return to the sport he dominated. His ability to bounce back from adversity only added to his mystique, as fans and fighters alike wondered if anyone could truly dethrone him inside the octagon. Jon Jones, the unstoppable force of MMA, the Daniel Cormier rivalry, perhaps the most heated and personal rivalry in Jon Jones's career, was with Daniel Cormier, a two-division UFC champion. The animosity between Jones and Cormier was palpable from the start, with both fighters engaging in trash talk and physical altercations in the lead-up to their bouts. Their first fight took place at UFC 182 in January 2015. Jones successfully defended his title, defeating Cormier by unanimous decision. The bad blood, however, remained, and their rivalry only intensified. The two were scheduled to rematch several times, but due to Jones's legal issues and failed drug tests, the fight was delayed. In July 2017, at UFC 214, Jones and Cormier finally met again. Jones delivered a devastating head kick that led to a TKO victory. However, the win was later overturned when Jones tested positive for a banned substance, reigniting controversy over his career. The heavyweight transition as Jon Jones continued to dominate the light heavyweight division. Speculation grew about a potential move to heavyweight. Fans were eager to see how Jones's skill set would translate against the biggest and baddest fighters in the UFC. In 2020, Jones vacated his UFC light heavyweight championship, signaling his intent to compete in the heavyweight division. The announcement sent shockwaves through the MMA world as Jones prepared to embark on a new chapter in his career. His transition to heavyweight became one of the most anticipated moments in the sport, with fans eagerly awaiting his return. Jon Jones, the unstoppable force of MMA, the legacy of Jon Jones despite the controversies. Jon Jones's legacy as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time is undeniable. His record-breaking achievements, technical prowess, and ability to adapt and evolve in the octagon have set him apart from his peers. Whether it's his incredible title defenses, legendary battles, or his impact on the sport as a whole, Jones remains a figure that commands attention. As Jones prepares for his run in the heavyweight division, the MMA world watches with bated breath. Will he continue to dominate in a new weight class? Can he further cement his status as the best fighter of all time? Jon Jones's journey is far from over, and his story continues to captivate fans around the globe.